All right, today in writing, we're going to do quite a few things. The first thing I want you to do is get your mentor booklet out and go to our sentence, which is, I don't know, but it's hanging by its feet, chirped Flitter. You need to pause to get that. Go ahead. Now, yesterday I wanted you to try marking the parts of speech. Not being there, it's kind of hard for me to kind of teach and do this without just kind of showing you what it is. So listen carefully to why these are these parts of speech. Okay, I bet all of you knew that was a pronoun. So whether you're out pronoun or just P-R-O, that's fine. I is a pronoun, which means that it's Flitter that's actually saying that, okay? Don't is actually the words do and not. So it's I do not know. Now, do is actually a helping verb for this verb know. You could say I do know. The not is going to be an adverb because it's telling us how much we know, and in this case, we don't know. It's not. So not is going to be an adverb telling us about our knowing. Okay, that's kind of a tricky one. So do not is a helping verb with an adverb. Again, know is a verb, but I bet you all knew that was a conjunction. Then we have its. This one is another contraction of it and is. It, we know, is a pronoun. Is going to be a helping verb. It is hanging. Is the helping verb that goes with the verb hanging. And I bet you all knew that that was a verb. The word by is a preposition. Now, you might not have known that, but I hope you used your writing binder and you looked in the jingles, the preposition jingle, and you saw by is in there. Prepositions always have to have a noun coming up to make a prepositional phrase. In this case, feet is the noun. And then it's, remember we said yesterday that it's up here somewhere. There you go. It's there we go. It's possessive pronoun, right? So this one's going to be a possessive pronoun, but it's also acting like an adjective telling me more about the feet. It's telling me whose feet. So we're going to mark that as a P-P-A, possessive pronoun adjective. Then the last part, I bet you knew that chirped is what he's doing. So that's a verb. And Flitter is the name of the character. So that's a noun. And if you wanted to be even more specific, it's a proper noun. Now, hopefully you had those pretty well correct. If not all of them, you got a good number of them probably right. Now, what we're going to do today is we are going to rewrite our sentence. This will be the revision. Now, this revision is going to be a little bit difficult because a lot of these words, it's going to be hard to change without changing the meaning of the sentence. So, you can't really change. And Flitter, you can't change. Those both have to do with who's speaking, right? So I'm going to just kind of line through the ones that we really can't change. Do not know. Well, you might be able to think of a different way of saying this. So I'm going to underline do not know, don't know. But kind of has to be the conjunction that we use. It is hanging. You might be able to figure out how to change that. Maybe you can change hanging especially to something else. By its feet. Now, this one, you may come up with a different preposition. It kind of means that it's feet, but you maybe come up with something that's maybe a different, maybe part of the foot that they're really using. Okay. Chirped, you can probably come up with something that would be like chirping, but a different word. And again, Flitter, we can't change. I would like you to rewrite it, underline the changes, And I want you to make at least 3 changes. If you can make 4 changes, that would be great, but make at least 3 changes because there's not as many places where you can really change things in this particular sentence. All right, now that's it for mentor sentences for today. What I would also like you to then have, and you may need to pause the video, is find this pre-writing sheet that we did yesterday, and then you should have one of these sheets that's talking about writing a 3-point paragraph that we're going to start putting it onto. Okay? Now, we did an example of this with colors last week, and you probably actually still have that one. And so what I need you to do today is take the information from here and put it into here. So, for example, my topic sentence is going to be that I have 3 favorite foods. And this one's going to be the same for everybody. All right. The next one is going to be your 3-point sentence. My favorite foods are, and then that's where you're going to put down your favorite foods. Mine would be pizza, sandwiches, fish. Next, you're going to then move on to your actual specific ones. One of my favorite foods is pizza. Then I would give a supporting sentence. And that's where I'm going to use something from in here. I came up with a bunch of ideas to tell why. I only have to use one. If you want to use more than one, you can feel free to use more than one. So that'll be my supporting sentence. Okay? So I would say, I like pizza, and I will say, because you can use many different, I'm going to have to go down here, toppings. Oops. Now, your favorite food and why you like it are not going to be the same as mine, are they? Then I need you to continue on. So the first point sentence was your first food. Your second point sentence will be your next favorite food. In my case, it was sandwiches, right? The supporting sentence is going to tell me why I like sandwiches. Then your third point will be your next one. In my case, it was fish. And then I'm going to have a sentence that tells why I like fish. And then the final one is going to be a sentence that's going to talk about just the 3 foods that I like. And it can put them together somehow. All right? Now, this I would like you to have done also for tomorrow. Kind of a lot of stuff in writing, but that's good. We need to learn to write. The final thing that I'm going to have you do in writing today is you should have, this is page number 32, and it's working on the letter S. Now, the cursive letter S is a little bit tricky because a cursive S starts with that up swoop, and then this part right here is the tricky part. That little curve in there, that can be kind of tough. And here's why. When you come down with that curve, a lot of people will end up doing this. They curve up, and then when they curve down, it's too close. They don't go out because the S has to have a little bit of a belly on it. In fact, if you really look at this, you're kind of coming straight down for a little bit, and then you curve. So you have to come up, kind of straight down, and then curve it over. Here's the other mistake people make. They make the belly too big. They go up, and then they kind of go way out like this, and the belly gets too big, and it starts looking a little bit unusual because it goes too far that way. So I'm kind of just taking it kind of straight down here. My pencil's making a weird thing here. All right, so you can kind of see, I really like that one I made. Okay, straight down, and then it goes over. That's your S. Okay, then you're going to kind of practice making your S with other things, and then you're going to have the words. Now, I want you to do something. Remember yesterday when I took and I wrote down what the words were? I would like you to tell me, what are these words? Try to figure out what the cursive is, because writing cursive is good, but you should be able to read it too. So this one I know is an S. That's a K. This is an I. This is an R. And that's a T. So that's going to be the word skirt. And go ahead and write it underneath there for me. Okay? Now, if you need to ask a parent or somebody else or an older brother or sister to kind of help you, that's fine. Try to figure out what those words are before you write them. It can kind of help you a little bit with the writing. Remember, good even pressure with your fingers. Don't squeeze your pencil to death. Don't let loose of it too much. And just kind of find a good speed for you that you can just kind of keep on writing, where you're not going to go too fast and you're not going to go too slow. I got that a little bit squished together, but you saw that I had kind of a nice flow going. I wasn't going real fast, was I? All right. So mentor sentence, 3-point paragraph, working on this sheet, and then your page 32 handwriting.